What would you do if you uncovered a vault untouched for 3,000 years? For a team of scientists, cracking open this ancient mystery was the opportunity of a lifetime. But what awaited them inside was far from the treasure or knowledge they anticipated. It was something that left them questioning whether it should have remained sealed forever. So let's get in and have a look at the crazy vault discoveries that left everyone shocked. Number 20, 1800s bank vault discovered. Hidden in the heart of an old building lies a vault, unlike anything you've ever seen. It was created by George Quayle in the 18th century. This wasn't just a place to store valuables, but a masterpiece of ingenuity and eccentricity.
Is the fact that an 18th century schooner-rigged yacht was discovered here in 1935.
Quayle was no ordinary man. A banker, inventor, and local militia leader, he poured his genius into crafting a vault that could outsmart even the most determined thief. The vault's entrance is hidden in plain sight, behind what looks like an ordinary room. But as you step closer, you see the real complexity. To reach the chamber, you must go through trapdoors, steep ladders, and secret compartments designed to confuse and deter intruders.
One without windows and only trapdoors and steep steps to get from one floor to the next.
The true marvel is the mechanism guarding the vault door. Quayle designed an intricate system of weights, pulleys, and even a cannonball to unlock the door. A small metal ball dropped from a hidden hole upstairs would travel through a series of tunnels.
You put in a small cannonball which ran through the hole, down through the tubes, and entered this chamber up there through that hole.
That triggered the mechanism and lifted the iron bar securing the door. It's a design so complex that even modern engineers would be impressed. Only a few decayed banknotes were found when the vault was reopened in the 1940s.
Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
It was surely one of the times when you couldn't trust your bank with your money. But this is just the beginning of the video, and there are several other hidden vaults that'll leave you baffled. And the last one will definitely surprise you. Number 19, hidden staircase to a church vault. Workers made a discovery beneath the floor of an 800-year-old church in Dijon, France, that even stunned archaeologists. During routine restoration, a hidden staircase was unearthed.
800-year-old church lay a forgotten staircase leading to a hidden vault untouched for centuries.
What lay below rewrote the history of the Church of St. Philibert and revealed stories long forgotten. This church is a masterpiece of medieval architecture and has already stood as a silent witness to centuries of change.
The Church of St. Philibert has stood as a silent witness to history for over 800 years.
But when workers began repairs on its crumbling foundation, partly damaged by the salt stored there in the 18th century, they found something strange. The staircase led to a 400-year-old burial vault that was untouched and intact. Yes, you heard that right. Inside were coffins from the 14th to 18th century, containing the remains of men, women, and children. What's shocking is that alongside them lay coins, rosaries, and simple shrouds,
accompanied by ancient coins and rosaries.
Silent echoes of lives lived long ago. That's not it. Beneath the burial vault, archaeologists found tombs from the 11th and 13th century, 6 sarcophagi from the Merovingian period, and even remnants of an earlier church from the 10th century. Each discovery added new chapters to the story of this sacred site. This really did help in bridging the Roman Empire and the Middle Ages. Number 18, hidden vault at Rhode Island State House. It started as a simple renovation in the Rhode Island State House, removing old wooden paneling to modernize an office.
In the 21st century, the Rhode Island State House is a working museum.
But what workers uncovered was far from ordinary. A century-old vault, hidden and locked tight. Its purpose is a mystery, and its contents are completely unknown. The vault, stamped with State Returning Board from 1901, marks back to when it stored critical election ballots. This was the heart of democracy in Rhode Island, where ballots for local, state, and federal elections were certified.
Would gather to certify ballots for local, state, and federal elections.
But as technology advanced, the vault became obsolete, and its purpose was forgotten. Until now. No one has the combination to open it. The key to unlocking this piece of history may lie with a 78-year-old former superintendent who knows the building like the back of his hand. Could the vault be empty and cleared out before it was sealed off? Or could it hold remnants of Rhode Island's political history, documents, relics, or even secrets no one expects? Nobody knows. Number 17. 800-year-old treasure trove. In a small Chinese province, a discovery has stunned archaeologists and locals alike. A hidden cellar overflowing with ancient coin. Piles of coins reach several feet high, spilling from the walls like a treasure chest ripped open. These coins, believed to be from the Song dynasty, date back nearly 800 years to a time when China thrived as a global economic powerhouse. Preliminary research suggests this site may have been an ancient bank, containing wealth during an era of trade and innovation. Who owned this wealth? Was it hidden in haste during conflict, or carefully stored in the vault of a flourishing business? What do you think? Number 16. The Miracle Emerald Mine. Nestled in Afghanistan's Panjshir Valley, a breathtaking yet treacherous landscape hides one of the world's rarest treasures. Emerald. For decades, this isolated region has been home to fearless miners who brave freezing temperatures, crumbling tunnels, and life-threatening risks in search of these priceless gems. At over 3,000 meters above sea level, the work begins after the ice thawed, giving miners just a few short months to dig. But emeralds here are more than just gemstones. They symbolize survival. During times of conflict, these tiny jewels fueled wars, funding resistance movements like that of the legendary Ahmad Shah Massoud. Today they adorn the most exquisite jewelry worldwide, yet their origins remain a mystery to most. The journey from mine to market is full of risks. Traders like Raphael, a Frenchman who ventured into this unpredictable trade, risk everything to connect Panjshir's hidden wealth to Europe's luxury markets. Number 15. Ancient coffin. Step back 3,000 years into ancient Egypt, where a discovery has stunned archaeologists and captivated the world. Hidden beneath just 3 feet of sand, a treasure trove of history emerged.
Inside, a perfectly intact mummy, wrapped in fabric with a bit of skull showing.
30 perfectly preserved wooden coffin, layered deep, untouched by time. One of the coffins was open for the public to see, and the sight was kind of eerie. You can see a mummy wrapped in fabric with its skull peeking through. Scientists are really racing to find out the stories locked within. Remarkably, not a single piece is missing. No termites, no decay. This is more than preservation. It's perfection. And yet, this is just the beginning. The Valley of the Kings, a burial ground of pharaohs and elites, still holds untold mysteries. Experts estimate we've uncovered only a fraction, perhaps a third, of what lies beneath the sand. Number 14. Ancient Roman burial ground. What started as a typical construction job in Gaza's Jabalia neighborhood turned into a discovery that captured everybody's attention. As bulldozers dug to lay the foundations for a new residential project, workers stumbled upon a Roman cemetery believed to be over 2,000 years old.
They soon discovered a piece of history that has astonished archaeologists and historians.
So far, the team has unearthed 134 tombs, 2 rare lead sarcophagi, and even pyramid-shaped burials that are all perfectly preserved. The discovery of the lead sarcophagi is a first for Gaza, and experts believe this is only the tip of the iceberg. French archaeologist René Alter, who is leading the excavation, suggests that more remarkable finds could still lie beneath the surface. This cemetery is a small piece of the Gaza Strip's vast archaeological heritage. The entire coastal area is a treasure chest of ancient artifacts. Yet every new construction project comes with the risk of disturbing more of Gaza's hidden past. Despite the magnitude of the discovery, the excavation team faces enormous challenges. Limited resources, a lack of financial support, and the ongoing Israeli blockade make it nearly impossible for international archaeologists to collaborate, or for locals to preserve and showcase these historical wonders fully. Number 13. Tutankhamun's burial chamber. Workers unearthed a discovery that sent shockwaves through the world of archaeology. A beautifully decorated pillar, marked with the Djed symbol, was found buried beneath the sand. This ancient artifact not only shed light on the beliefs of ancient Egyptians, but also confirmed what many historians had suspected. The afterlife, once thought lost, was deeply revered again after the reign of the heretic pharaoh Akhenaten. The Djed symbol, representing Osiris, the god of the afterlife, was crucial in ancient Egyptian rituals. It was carved onto tombs, painted on coffins, and even worn as amulets to help guide the deceased to the afterlife. But this discovery goes beyond just religious symbol. It's a direct link to the mysterious reign of Tutankhamun. Tut, the boy king, restored the old gods and returned Egypt to its spiritual roots. Yet, despite his reign's importance, his tomb tells a different story. Why did Tutankhamun, who brought Egypt back to its traditional beliefs, end up in a tomb that wasn't fit for a pharaoh? Experts believe that when Tut died unexpectedly young, his lavish tomb was left unfinished. His successor A seized the opportunity to bury Tut in a small, rushed tomb. But A's grand tomb stood in stark contrast. He ensured his final resting place was worthy of a king. It becomes even more shocking when we look at the striking similarities between A's tomb and Tutankhamun. It suggests that A was the one who oversaw the decoration of both. Number 12. Secret room in Jamestown Castle. Imagine working on a historic castle, expecting a simple renovation task, only to stumble upon something that's been hidden for decades, maybe even centuries. That's exactly what happened at Jamestown Castle when joinery workers started removing an old window.
A previously ignored window at one of Jamestown Castle's towers for refurbishment at the weekend.
As they chipped away at the wall, they found a blocked-up room sealed off with modern concrete blocks. It was a piece of the past, long forgotten, yet now waiting to be discovered. The workers found a mysterious circular room, about 3 meters in diameter, tucked away in one of the towers. Some suggest it might have been a hidden space, possibly used for servants or as a storage area. Others can't help but wonder, is there more to this discovery? Could this room be haunted? The castle's history is steeped in mystery, and now, this new layer only adds to the intrigue. Jamestown Castle has always had its share of secrets, from hidden doors between the library and dining room to the dark tunnels used by servants. Number 11. 3,000-year-old priest. A monumental discovery has been made in northern Peru, a tomb that is over 3,000 years old, revealing a mysterious figure known as the Priest of Pacapumpa. This ancient burial site provides a glimpse into the past and gives us hints into the lives of those who once held power in the Andean region. The priest, believed to be an elite religious leader, was buried with ceremonial objects, including beautifully crafted ceramic bowls and seals, items that suggest a life of great status and influence. The Pacapampa Archaeological Project has been digging in this area since 2005 and has unearthed previous tombs, but this latest find is one of the most significant yet. The tomb's elaborate contents indicate that this priest played an important role in the spiritual and cultural practices of the time. Now, that's some interesting stuff. Number 10. Ancient mass grave. In an archaeological discovery, the remains of more than 140 children have been uncovered in one of the largest child sacrifice sites ever found. Dating back nearly 550 years, these children were victims of a chilling ritual.
All the sacrifices that we have found were children aged between 6 and 9 years of age, and that from 10 to 12 or 15 years of age. All have been found with their sternum cut with the aim of possibly opening the ribcage and extracting their hearts.
Carried out by the ancient Chimú civilization, which thrived in Peru between the 10th and 15th century. The site also reveals the remains of over 200 young llama, further indicating the scale of this dark ritual. What makes this discovery even more is the brutal nature of the sacrifice. Archaeologists have found that all the children, ranging from ages 6 to 15, had their sternums cut, an attempt to open their ribcage and remove their heart. This horrific practice was believed to be a way to appease the god, possibly in response to severe environmental changes or social upheavals affecting the Chimú society. Experts suggest that the Chimú, who worship the moon, might have resorted to these sacrifices in an attempt to restore balance during times of crisis. The team now faces the challenging task of understanding the lives of the victim, who they were, how they lived, and what led to their tragic fate. Whatever it is, this discovery clearly reveals the brutality of the Chimú civilization. Number 9. Newly discovered pyramid. Beneath the sun-scorched sands of Dashur, just 15 miles from Cairo, lies one of Egypt's most enigmatic royal graveyards. Scattered across this ancient landscape are pyramids, some towering, others barely visible, and many more hidden entirely.
This crater was the site of a large quarry until workers stumbled upon blocks of finely cut limestone buried deep in the sand.
But recently, archaeologists unearthed something weird. Among the ruins, workers stumbled upon finely cut limestone blocks buried in the sand. Excavations revealed a hidden passage leading deep beneath the surface into the very heart of a pyramid. What makes this find so unique? Unlike others, this pyramid seemed sealed and remained untouched for nearly 4,000 years. As the capstone was lifted, the team braced for a glimpse into the ancient world. After 3 days of effort, the burial chamber was finally revealed. But instead of grandeur, there was chaos. The room was in complete disarray, and its contents were all scattered and disturbed. How could a sealed chamber, untouched for millennia, appear to have been looted? Who was this pyramid built for, and who dared to rob its treasures centuries ago? It's now another mystery for archaeologists to find out who breached this sacred resting place long ago. The sands of Dashur hold answers, but they won't give them up easily. Number 8, 19th century casket. Now, this casket discovery in San Francisco actually bridges centuries. It's a mystery buried beneath the city for over 140 years. In 2016, construction workers unearthed a small sealed coffin under a home on Rossi Street. Inside was a perfectly preserved little girl with blonde hair and a cross of flowers on her chest. She was given the name Miranda Eve, while experts worked to uncover her identity.
When you say her name, how does it make you feel?
Makes you want to cry. We worked so hard to find her, and it's been 11 months.
This tiny cast iron casket was a window into the past. It was dated back to the 1870s when the Odd Fellows Cemetery once stood. But how had she been forgotten for so long? A genealogist, determined to solve the mystery, spent months poring over burial records and old maps. Finally, a breakthrough. The little girl was Edith Howard Cook, born into a prominent San Francisco family. She died on October 13, 1876, at just 2 years old, likely from illness and undernourishment. The mystery didn't end there. Researchers tracked down Edith's living relative, an 82-year-old man named Peter Cook, who was overjoyed to learn of his great-great-aunt's discovery. DNA testing confirmed their connection, tying the threads of history back together. Edith's new headstone will honor her name and feature a line from Amazing Grace: "I once was lost, but now am found." Number 7. Underground vault yields artifacts. Beneath the quiet town of Walcott, North Dakota, lies a hidden world of history waiting to be uncovered. Recently, a group of explorers decided to dig into an old hotel site that dates back to the pioneer days. What they found was nothing short of astonishing. As they probed the ground, a glimmer of glass caught their attention. Digging 4 feet down, they uncovered a treasure trove of artifacts, including a 1915 patent Fargo Coca-Cola bottle, a holy grail for collectors. This could be one of the earliest Coke bottles to make its way to North Dakota, carrying with it the stories of those who once lived here. But the discoveries didn't stop there. Extract bottles, liquor flasks, and early cold cream containers began to surface. The extracts were no ordinary baking ink. These spirits packed enough alcohol to rival whiskey. As the digging continued, the history grew richer. A pint-sized Eagle-style liquor flask emerged, perfectly preserved with its cork intact. This was a direct link to the lives of the people who had lived here over a century ago. The sheer volume of bottles hinted at the possibility of a saloon operating on the very site. What they had unearthed was nothing less than a time capsule. Number 6. 3,000-year-old ancient mummy. Ancient Egypt history is deep, like these 2 sarcophagi lying waiting, their secrets hidden for over 3,000 years. But when modern technology met ancient craftsmanship, the truth was revealed, and it's not what anyone expected. At Rambam Hospital in Haifa, Israel, a CT scan peeled back time itself. What was thought to be a childlike mummy turned out to be something far more symbolic. Packed tightly with grains and mud, it was shaped to resemble Osiris, the god of death and the underworld, a striking example of Egypt's ritual devotion. These so-called grain mummies symbolized regeneration and life after death, a powerful offering to ensure a safe passage through the afterlife. But that wasn't all. The second mummy, it held a falcon with its body perfectly preserved. This was no ordinary bird. It represented Horus, the sky god and protector of kings. Could it have been an offering buried alongside a pharaoh? While we may never know for sure, its placement suggests deep ritual significance. Using dual energy CT scans, experts found the elemental makeup of these ancient relics. Number 5. Dagger in a 400-year-old well. Now, it is something that will definitely leave you speechless. Digging into a 400-year-old well, these people found something incredible. A discovery so unexpected it stopped them in their track. And now, for the first time, you'll see it exactly as it happened. Raw, real, and unfiltered. At first, it didn't look like much. It's a flat piece, maybe just debris. But as they worked, it became clear that they had something extraordinary.
I thought it was a strap because it just didn't have any profile. The other thing is definitely rapier, right? Like it's got a raise.
It feels like it, yeah.
There's something different.
A dagger, fully intact, hidden beneath layers of bricks and stone. It wasn't alone. Something else is down there that haven't even begun to fully uncover. The possibilities are endless, from tools to personal item, each a clue to the lives lived here long ago. Number 4. Captain Gabriel Archer. Among the graves of early settlers, one stands out, believed to be Captain Gabriel Archer, a man with a story as remarkable as the artifacts buried with him. A captain's leading staff was unearthed with his remains, symbolizing his authority, and a small silver box. This box was a religious reliquary that holds fragments of bone and a broken holy water container, perhaps relics of a saint. Such an item, buried in Protestant Jamestown, raises fascinating questions about Archer's faith and the struggles of that era. Captain Archer was no ordinary settler. He arrived in 1607 with the first English expedition, becoming a key leader.
Captain Gabriel Archer was buried with a captain's leading staff.
But he was also a man of conflicts, embroiled in disputes with Captain John Smith, even linked to an attempt on Smith's life. Archer's legacy is a blend of ambition, rivalry, and survival. Sadly, Archer met his end during the starving time of 1609, a brutal period when over 200 settlers perished. His skeleton tells a tale of pain, severe dental issues that likely weakened him further. And yet, Archer's grave, second in the church chancel, speaks of status and mystery. What drove him? Why the reliquary? What are your thoughts? Number 3. Lord de la Warr's halberd. What a day for discovery. As the team continued digging into a historic well, an astonishing artifact began to emerge. It's a long, mysterious staff buried under centuries of muck. But it wasn't coming out easily. This well was packed with treasures. First, they uncovered a swept-hilt rapier that perfectly preserved the sword. Its craftsmanship was breathtaking, with the hilt still intact. It lay directly on top of the staff, as though guarding it through the ages. Then, a beautifully preserved shoe appeared, its stitch lines remarkably visible. The craftsmanship was so clear, it felt as if it had been dropped just yesterday. Next, a hammer surfaced. The parallels to tools still found in modern workshops reminded the team of the timeless nature of human ingenuity. Finally, with careful teamwork, the staff began to emerge. It was no ordinary artifact. Metal glimmered beneath the muck. This was something special. The staff, dated to 1610, might have traveled with Lord de la Warr himself, linking it to one of the most pivotal figures in Jamestown's early survival. Number 2. Göbekli Tepe. Perched on a hilltop in Turkey, Göbekli Tepe is the world's oldest religious site, a staggering 12,000 years old, predating Stonehenge by over 7,000 years. Once a bustling center for a hunter-gatherer society, this place is a window into our shared past. Massive stone pillars form circles, each one carved with intricate details. Some showcase animals, like foxes and lions, seemingly leaping out of the stone, their features so lifelike you can almost feel them move. These sculptures weren't just decorative, they had meaning, perhaps tied to the beliefs of the people who built them. Imagine walking here when the landscape was lush and forested, a far cry from the rocky terrain we see today. Trees blanketed the valley, and this site would have been a hub of activity. Thinking of the effort it took to move and carve these monoliths without modern tools is awe-inspiring. As archaeologists dig deeper, they keep finding new layers of history here, and this excavation is set to continue for another 50 years. Who knows what secrets still lie buried beneath the surface? For now, visitors can enjoy this place free of charge, though it won't stay quiet for long. Number 1. Tutankhamen's mummy. The year is 1925, and after years of tireless work, Howard Carter and his team are ready to unlock the secrets of King Tutankhamen's tomb. As the lid of the first coffin is lifted, anticipation fills the air. Beneath the shroud lies a second coffin, adorned with vibrant inlays of blue, green, and red glass. But the surprises don't end there. Inside, yet another coffin is revealed, this one covered in a thick, mysterious black resin.
With hammering, chemical solvents, and heat, Carter's team gradually cleans it.
After painstakingly removing the resin with heat, solvents, and careful chiseling, the team uncovers something astonishing. The third coffin is made entirely of solid gold. Winged goddesses embrace the king, and he holds the crook and flail, symbols of divine authority. It takes 8 men to lift the lid, unveiling a sight that leaves the world speechless. Tutankhamun's mummy, glittering with jewels and crowned by the iconic golden mask. This masterpiece, crafted from gold, glass, and precious stones, is a vision of royal splendor. It bears protective inscriptions and radiates the legacy of ancient Egypt. But Tut's story doesn't end with treasure. Beneath the mask, Carter finds the face of a young boy. At just 19, King Tut's life was tragically cut short, leaving behind an incomplete tomb hastily filled with treasures. His untimely death turned this hidden burial into a global symbol of ancient glory and mystery. That's it for today's video. Which one of these did you find the most interesting? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video. Goodbye.